today on 15 on 15.
The Aruban government appoints a candidate for the next governor of the island. Plus, the large-scale community program Aruba Dut kickstarts. And an Aruban-born film producer makes an international music video right here on the island. Thank you for joining us on another edition of 15 on 15 right here on Channel 15 ATV with Daniela Piazzi. First of all, I would like to wish you all a great start to the week. Let's get started with our latest local news topics. Early this week, Prime Minister Mike Amon announced during a press conference that the nominee for the next governor of Aruba had been selected. Not much more was said besides that he was not a politician. Much speculation was risen about the identity of this individual, but now the cat is out of the bag. Fredis Jose Refuñol is serving as the current governor of Aruba. He assumed his position in 2004 and has served 2 terms of 6 years. The Aruban governor will be retiring from his position on May 1st of this year. There has been much speculation about his replacement, but this week, inside government sources disclosed that the Minister of Finance, Angel Bermudez, has been selected as the official candidate for this position. Although there may be some confusion, Minister Bermudez is not a politician and was never signed into a political party. When former Minister Juan David Iriskin stepped down from his position, Mr. Bermudez was approached to fulfill the position as Minister of Finance. Mr. Angel Bermudez has maintained a respectful position within the Dutch kingdom with extensive knowledge in finances. In the past, he has also worked with sister islands Curaçao and Bonaire. The following step is for the Aruba government to present Mr. Bermudez to the Dutch kingdom as their official candidate for approval. And considering that Minister Bermudez must still fulfill his function as minister, he will be not able to serve as governor until the budget for 2017 is presented in September. Therefore, the current governor, Fredis Refuñol, will be asked to stay in office for a period longer. As for the ministry, the government might just continue with 8 ministers instead of recruiting a new member. Most probably, Minister Mike de Mesa would take over the responsibilities of the financial sector. We'll be sure to keep you updated on the developments of this story. And in other news, over the course of this weekend, U.S. Customs and Border Protection officers working at the Aruba pre-clearance facility intercepted nearly 5 pounds of cocaine concealed in a traveler's luggage liner. U.S. Customs and Border Protection officers working at the Aruba pre-clearance facility intercepted a cocaine courier traveling with nearly 5 pounds of cocaine valued at more than $30,000 on March 8th. The courier, which was a U.S. permanent resident, was traveling to Florida when CBP officers referred to her as a secondary examination. During the examination of her luggage, officers indicated an anomaly within the lining of the bag. After probing the liner, CBP officers discovered a white powdery substance concealed within the liner. Pre-clearance operations allow for advanced inspections of passengers and special coordination with law enforcement upon arrival in the United States. Through pre-clearance, the same immigration, customs, and agricultural inspections of international air passengers performed on arrival in the United States are instead completed before departure at foreign airports. Currently, pre-clearance operation exists at 15 foreign airports in 6 different countries, benefiting air passengers, airports, and air carriers in the United States and abroad. Moving forward, in the light of the recent Zika infections here on the island, the American Center for Disease Control has officially issued a travel notice to Aruba. Because local transmission of the Zika virus has been reported on the island, the Center for Disease Control and Prevention issued a travel notice today for travelers to the island. Local mosquito transmission means that mosquitoes in the area are infected with Zika virus and are spreading it to people, according to the Aruba Health Department. There has been 7 locally transmitted Zika virus cases, 4 residents of Aruba, 2 Dutch travelers, and now a confirmed case from a visitor from Knox, Ohio. 4 weeks after having his blood sent for testing, the Knox County Health Department has informed a local resident the test was positive for the Zika virus. The 52-year-old man who vacationed in Aruba began displaying symptoms upon returning to the U.S. and was tested at the health department in early February. Because Zika virus is primarily spread by mosquitoes, CDC recommends that travelers to Aruba protect themselves from mosquito bites similar to the prevention methods for chikungunya and dengue. The concern for this mosquito-borne illness are the same as they would be for dengue or chikungunya, which have been present on the Caribbean islands in the past. What has brought panic about this virus specifically is the connection between the disease microcephaly and a fetal abnormality that can be developed in the womb during pregnancy. Therefore, simple precautionary measures should be taken amongst the community and visitors. Mosquito spray to avoid bites and surveillance of possible breeding sites around the house. We'll be back with more 15 on 15 after a word from one of our sponsors. When we come back from the break, the community volunteer program Aruba Dut kickstarts. Thank you for staying with us right here on Channel 15 ATV. Over the past weekend, the large-scale community program Aruba Dut took place in all corners of the island. Over 2,300 local volunteers gave care to 150 facilities in need. On Friday and Saturday, Sede Aruba, in cooperation with the Orania Funds, organized Aruba Dut, the biggest volunteer event on Aruba. The event Aruba Dut started in 2013 on the initiative of the Orania Funds, under the names NL Dut in the Netherlands, Aruba Dut in Aruba, Bon Dut in Bonaire, Statia Dut in St. Eustatius, and XXM Does in St. Martin. These 6 initiatives highlight volunteering and volunteers while encouraging everybody to roll up their sleeves for a day. With these 6 initiatives, the Orania Funds organized the biggest volunteer event in the kingdom in cooperation with thousands of social organizations and with the support of local partners such as Sede Aruba. More than 2,300 volunteers were active at 155 jobs this year. Throughout the kingdom, in total, 400 people are involved in more than 8,500 projects. The Orania Funds is the biggest national fund in the social arena and showcases the best the kingdom has to offer. Around 30 million euros is spent each year supporting organizations and initiatives that strengthen social cohesion in the Netherlands and in the Caribbean. King Willem-Alexander and Queen Maxima are the official patrons of the fund. Sede Aruba is a development and co-financing organization that supports the development and financing of programs and projects in the field of welfare in Aruba. These programs or projects are brought up and realized by non-governmental organizations that put their efforts in improvement of welfare provisions in the Aruban community. Sede Aruba helps non-governmental organizations with the development of financing of all kinds of durable projects. During this year's event, different projects took place in each facility in need. If it was painting, gardening, hammering, or rebuilding, the massive amount of volunteers came together in each location to help out. Staying on the topic of community service on the island, each year the American-based automotive provider Cox Automotive travels to a resort destination to reward their top salespeople across the United States. But besides vacationing and soaking up the sun, the selected group of 200 people give back to the community they visit. Here in Aruba, this organization joined forces to revamp Saba's elderly home, St. Michael's Pavilion. When passing by St. Michael's Pavilion today, you could clearly see big groups of volunteers working on refurbishing the facilities. But these were not local volunteers from Aruba Dut, but in fact tourists with the goal to give back to the community which they visit.
So our team, generally every year we take a trip like this to usually a really nice resort island like this, and every year we take the entire team, usually about 200 people, out into a community that we go to visit for the trip, to do community service work like we're doing here today. And we usually try to look for projects like this that we get to spend time with people like this that may not otherwise get the sort of gifts that we bring, and that it just makes us feel really good to be able to do it. So we're just really excited that we were able to come spend time with these folks, and it makes us feel really good doing it. So.
Cox Automotive is the world leader in vehicle remarketing services and digital marketing and software solutions for automotive dealers and consumers. The company prides itself in their community service-oriented projects. Here in Aruba, they have spent over $30,000 on their community project. Besides spending the whole day repainting the facilities, they have hired a group of contractors to restore this elderly home. But this is not the first time this group has done outreach programs abroad.
We do these types of projects usually in lower income areas all over the country in the U.S. We spend money, time, and effort to just, again, go back into the community to give back, because we all recognize that we're really fortunate both to have the jobs we have and to work for the company that we do. And so the company encourages us all to get back into the communities. We last year spent over 40,000 hours in communities in the areas where we have staff. Over 40,000 hours just giving back in the communities, doing projects like this all over the country. So this is a big deal for us. The company really invests a lot of time and effort into this kind of thing.
We'll be back with more 15 on 15 after a word from one of our sponsors. After the break, film producer Mario Gonzalez releases international music video filmed right here in Aruba. Thank you for staying with us right here on Channel 15 ATV. The Aruban-born director Mario Gonzalez was recently on the island to shoot a music video for the world-renowned DJs Child's Play and Chucky. During the production, Aruba's desert scenes and landscapes are featured, as well as scenes in local abandoned buildings. Within the past 3 days, it has been released. The video has gained over 10,000 views, and it just keeps on growing. Check it out.
You can say that I'm not perfect if you tell me to my face. You can say that I should forfeit, but I'm finishing this race. There's a line drawn in the sand. I know I'm a champion. It's impossible for me to fall again. Don't build me up to let me back down. I'm over that now. I'm standing my ground. I'm a warrior. I'm a warrior. I'm a warrior.
Thank you so much for watching these real local news updates and trending Aruba topics. Be sure to like our 15 on 15 Facebook and Instagram page for all of the latest news updates. Also, don't forget to tune back in tomorrow night at 10:15 p.m. for more 15 on 15 right here on Channel 15 TV. See you then.